Hi there and welcome to anybody who's logged on through the website or anybody on YouTube who's floating around. It's a stunning spring afternoon in Devon, but what we'd like to do, instead of talking about the weather, is bring to you the Summit Compact from Multimat. This is it in its compressed state. Okay, it's 575 grams. The Multimat, not this particular, not the 3/4, but the full length Multimat inflatable mattress was used on the Everest expedition by the Army in 2006 when they were climbing the West Ridge, and also by Sean Chappell, Royal Marines, who was leading the polar expedition in 2007. They brought back glowing reports, and the guys who have used this particular system, the Multimat series, either on ops or on exercise, have said that the system is exceptional and was well worth the purchase. So that's a little bit about or the feedback on the mat. Let's talk a little bit about the qualities of the mat. So if you pan over here, Wiggy, what we've got here is the 3/4 length Summit Compact. On the outside of the mat, you've got a ripstop polyester fabric. So basically, this is going to protect the mat, it being ripstop. And on the flip side, you've got exactly the same fabric, but this time it's got a water repellent coating. So if you're using the system either in a tent, a bivvy, or actually out on the open ground, it's going to stop water, should water get around you, it's going to stop it soaking into the mat. In respect of temperature range on the mat, it'll operate down to -45 and up to +60. Multimat pay particularly attention to the mat by putting added padding in the torso area of the mat. So when you're lying on it, yeah, your torso is basically going to have extra padding and extra insulation. So there you go, that's the mat. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the super efficient valve, talk a little bit about that and about the self-inflating properties of the Multimat. Okay, moving on, what we're going to talk about now is this super efficient valve and the actual system itself. Now, one of the mistakes a lot of people make is when the bag or when the mattress arrives like this in the state that it's come off the production line, they imagine that they can just undo the valve and the thing will spring to tension, it'll self-inflate itself. That isn't the case. Basically, you have to take the system out of the bag, and once you've taken the system out of the bag, you then need to inflate it. Now this one here has basically come straight off the production line. Now if I undo the valve on this, nothing happens. Get a little bit of an intake and then it stops. However, if I get rid of this and show you this baby, alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to undo this valve and squash it down. That's the air coming out. I'm going to do this roughly. Obviously, if you've got time, you can do it a little bit more efficiently. So what I'm doing is squashing all the air out of the solid foam interior. You can hear the air coming out. We then do the valve up. We can either pop that on our Bergen or put it in a stuff sack. Now, this is the thing. Now all the foam inside here has been squashed. Now when I open the valve, because of the vacuum inside, it will start to suck air into it. And as you can see at this end, it's starting to suck the air in and starting to unfurl itself. And it will do that up to a point, but then you need to top it up. Now, one of the things that I do is, if I'm setting up camp anywhere, I allow it to do this. I just take it out, undo the valve, and whilst I'm setting up, I just let this get on with itself. But obviously, for the purposes of this demonstration, we want to hurry things along, and this will give me an opportunity to talk a little bit about the valve as well. The valve is fairly unique in the fact that you can inflate it. One of the things that you do when you inflate a mattress is you blow into the valve, and then when you're running out of breath, you have to do the valve up. This doesn't. It has a, if you can just zoom in on that, Wiggy, you can see that it's got like a press mechanism. So basically you can blow, press down, and it will stop any air from escaping, take a breath, allow it off, and then you can blow into it again. So for example, push it down, take a breath, when you're happy, give it a turn and it's locked into place, and there's your mattress. So overall, an excellent system from Multimat. As I say, we do the full length Summit Multimat, and we do also the Summit Compact, which is 3/4 length. Phenomenal piece of kit. There is just one top tip for everybody out there. Although it does come with a repair kit, what we would do is pay particular attention as to where you're going to use it. So if you do have an opportunity to clear the ground, then obviously go for it and clear the ground. One last thing before we go, it does come with its own repair kit, which is inside the stuff sack. The other thing, which is a really nice little bit of attention to detail, is the stuff sack itself, which they've basically made into a felt lining inside the stuff sack, which you can use as a pillow. So shove a jumper inside there, do up the drawer cord, and you got yourself a nice little pillow. So there you go, that's Multimat. That's the Summit from Multimat. Excellent piece of kit, and we would recommend a purchase on this one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.